So, welcome and hello to my review for Jonwayne, Rap Album 1. This is an experimental album, and it works out sometimes better than others. It's self-produced almost entirely by Jonwayne. I think he has a couple of helping hands by Scoop DeVille on some of the tracks, at least, and probably some others which I didn't quite get. It's pretty hard to Google that one. But what I found that this album is overall, he likes to produce with those short crashes or bell sounds. Then he has a pretty untraditional drum track in there, liking to use like trombones, overall very many instruments in the hi-hat or in the high area, especially heavy. So he's, on the other hand, he's also pretty minimalistic with what he uses. He'll have that drum track running all over in the back. It's probably off kilter, and then he's gonna have those piano chords running all throughout the track, then maybe helping out with a little bit of sampling, maybe a synth which is pretty screechy, giving it the song tension like you'd usually use a horn or a violin sample. So overall, the one song which it really worked on is Come Up Part 1 featuring Scoop DeVille. He's got just that soulful sample which gives us that soul, but then still has that bounce in there, so he has this fluidity, and then he also has the soulfulness. They're rhyming about coming up, and I gotta say, best track on there. And then the stark contrast, I have Zero's song, which is the only other sample featured song on this album. And actually it's more of an interlude. I don't like it, because it's kind of random and missing harmony, as I can say a lot of his instrumentals are. They might be a little bit random or weird, but they're oftentimes also missing this part of musical harmony. You just have two instruments which are loud and playing off each other in some weird way. Not really harmoniously, just like next to each other and on the side. And really, they're not even saying anything here. That's why I call it more of an interlude. They're just giving you like either freakish sounds or they're saying like one or two words. It might be pretty damn good if you're stoned or pretty much high out of your mind. But I was over listening to this, so it wasn't that damn nice. So, Jonwayne's flow. The best thing I can say about it is that it's defined, slow, and impactful. You can really understand what he's saying. But he really doesn't have any melody or soul in the way he rhymes. He doesn't have any traditional flow, I guess you'd call it. He's just missing this, and then he can't change it up either. What he rhymes about, he can put words together, but what he rhymes about is growing up on the Come Up Part 1 and 2, which are my two favorite tracks pretty much. Then how bad the world is on the later end, like how to be an Aquemini, something like that. It's the 13th song. And taking too many drugs, taking drugs. Then of course love. Who doesn't talk about love on their albums? And then you get a couple of words which no other artist would really use. And what I really have to say, the best part about him as an MC is his rhyme scheme. But his ability to flow is a little lackluster. Instrumentally, he's weird, sometimes missing harmony. But on the other hand, he's random and unpredictable, which are two good ways, so you haven't heard anything he's done before, or like he's done before, like you get those carbon copy rappers in the mainstream usually, just where one sound is pretty much interchangeable for the other. It's pretty minimalistic, heavy on the piano, high-end, pretty off-kilter drum track. But then he usually has bounce, and it somehow makes his flow have cadence for some reason. Overall, it's a pretty interesting project for anybody who's like into experimental or minimalistic rap. You could give it a try. I mean, you can get worse for sure, but it's not polished yet. And I have to say, he's got room to grow, but it's a pretty good starting point if you're interested in music like LP's beginnings. If you're a big fan of LP's beginning, check it out. 3 out of 5.